welcome to the Black Man Games podcast. Josh is mad at me. Hi, Josh.
Oh my God. Yeah, just a little bit.
A little annoyed. He's like, I have to go to bed, motherfucker.
Eventually. Yeah.
There was a political rant. There was a very angry political rant from one of us. So cut. Josh.
You sure about that?
And someone has political chargedness, and the other guy is just a wash of like.
Josh was like, I'm so angry, and I was like, cool. That's so cool, man.
Yep.
I'm so cool. No. That's not it at all. What happened? It was the other way around.
The only problem is that you go, like, you have a point, and then you go off that point, and you're forever off that point.
And then I go back on the point, and then go off that point. And
I feel that you go off the point, and you're never back on the point. It's just like at the end point, at the end of what you're saying, I was like, I don't think you know what you're saying at this point.
I just know I'm mad.
Yeah, you're mad. That's about it.
I'm frustrated with a group of people who should not be in power and are in power.
Yep. But I don't know. Let's try to talk about something somewhat positive.
So, Josh, have you played Were Cleaner?
Which one?
It's called Were Cleaner.
Were Cleaner?
Yes, it's the greatest game ever made.
I have not heard of this.
Actually, it's probably not, but it is. It is. How do we put this?
Okay, so right now I'm just seeing the little advertising thumbnail. It's just like a cute.
It's a werewolf. It's a cute wolf.
Yeah, a cute wolf that cleans up like massacres, basically.
Messes and stuff like that.
You're trying not to get caught.
Were Cleaner is a casual stealth game, and it's kind of in the vein of Helltaker, which is. I don't want to say it's one of the best games ever made, but it's one of those things where it's like, oh, this was a cultural moment. This game kind of fills that kind of niche. It's an overwhelmingly positive game. You're dealing with the worst of the worst. You're basically a werewolf. You work during the day. You clean up messes. And you do things, but you're actually forced to work at night, so you become a werewolf.
I see.
And there's mandatory overtime where everybody's working like overtime. And so what ends up happening is that you basically end up going to work as a werewolf. Now, because you're a werewolf, you have this if somebody notices you, you just murder them. And then you have to clean up the mess. While this is all going on, you're dealing with your friend and colleague, who is basically he's a security guard. And he's going, I just want you to know that all of this stuff is happening. But there's something walking around. It has large, and it's eating coworkers and stuff like that. And it's really funny because the first time I was playing this game, I was making a really big effort to not kill anyone.
Okay.
And I didn't. And so the first conversation was somebody ended up dead. This is weird. It must have been a critter. Something's going on. And you're like, okay. Nothing's happening.
Huh.
And all of a sudden the game is yeah, this is a very bad thing. Oh my God, everything's horrible. It's so bad. And then it just gets worse and worse. Worse and worse.
So when you commit the murder, so you're trying not to commit murder, and the game just plays it off as you did commit the murder.
You did commit the murder.
I see. So
And
I mean, I think the game, it'd be clever if the game had like, oh, you were actually a good werewolf. You didn't get caught by anyone, so you had to murder them.
Yeah.
So, like, that would be kind of cool, but it sounds like the game just wasn't designed for that.
No, the game expects you to fuck up.
Yeah, expects you to, murder.
And there are tools in order to, like, it gives you tools in order to solve the problems. But that is a game that, like, it's a game where it's like, as you're going along, it kind of is like, here's a tool where you can blind people, and then you can sneak around them and clean up the mess and then sneak away. And it's like, okay, that's a really cool mechanic and stuff like that. And it's like, it's free. It's like 7-day levels. And while this is going on, there's also the kind of subtext of like corporate mismanagement, which for anyone in the game industry, you might have this like, oh. Yeah, this is what I feel like I could. This is something that I wish that some people would do.
Might be a bit real.
Kinda. But like it's like we've all had bosses that we hate, and like it's kind of like, oh yeah, this is kind of real and poignant and interesting per se, because it's bullshit. Because like the entire initial conflict actually is like, the CEO is like, hey, everyone has to work mandatory overtime with no pay. You just have to work mandatory overtime. And then this, of course, forces you to go into work as a werewolf. It forces your security officer buddy into becoming like really obsessive and compulsive about this shit. And it forces all of your workers in order to engage in a corporate uprising and rebellion. And there's like shit where like you will find like satanic like ruins and shit like that randomly. So it's a very poignant game, and it's a game that really, like, if they were like, hey, it's like $20, I'd have been like, hey, it's $20, you should play this. If they made it a little bit more expensive or gave you DLC, I would say it's probably worth it. I don't think this is Game of the Year material, but it's definitely one of those games where it's like, if they gave me more, I wouldn't complain. And to talk a little bit about the art style and stuff like that, it's a very... I don't know, Josh, you're looking at the cutscene?
Yeah.
And stuff like that?
I'm looking at some trailers, and I'm just like, yep, this is a...
hand-animated,
like made by maybe maximum of 2-3 people, maybe one guy.
It's like 20 people.
Oh, really? Because like this is like, oh, this has like some polish and that has some cool mechanics going on. The only thing I feel that I'm just gonna say that what's it called? Fucking Undertale kind of ruined that kind of, like we were talking about before. Game expects you to fuck up and you kill a bunch of people and then you have to clean up after that. But because of Undertale, there was if you played the game as the person who, is a pacifist or the good guy, or, you don't kill anyone at all, even though the game says you should kill everyone, then like you think you're going to get a different story ending or different story beats or something. And the game just feels like it doesn't have that. So
it feels like as if like for the limited scope. Yeah. For the limited scope, it's fine.
Yeah. Because, again, the game's free. So I wouldn't expect it too much to, like, that's the bummer, though, is like looking at this game and then thinking about Undertale and how that kind of ruined, not ruined, just people's expectations of, like, is there going to be a split ending scenario? Maybe.
I think people who think that Undertale is, like, I understand the perspective. I think that people who think that this game needs that don't understand the aspects of game development that they're asking for.
Yeah.
Because like that is something that's like, it's not difficult, but it's kind of not, you should not be expecting that at all. And like the game expecting you to fuck up, like, hey, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. But like for certain people like you and stuff like that, like I can see the reason why you're upset over that.
Mm-hmm.
But like I don't think that that's like a valid complaint.
Oh yeah, like again, the game's free. You only said 7 levels, and like it's super short. So because of that scope, it's like, well, okay, fine.
It's kind of it's something where it's like I understand why, but like
yeah. It just again, like, because Undertale, I just expect, is there separate endings? No, there's not. But again, small scope, so if you go in with that expectation, then you probably won't notice.
Let me pull like this.
Yeah.
This is a casual game.
Yeah.
That is very casual, very well made, and has slight adult themes.
Yes.
Okay, I'm currently going through my Steam queue, and I found a casual game by Play & Come called Sexy Airlines, and this game looks 20 times better than that. And it is not $8.34. And this game looks better, plays better.
What's the name of it again?
Ware Cleaner.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Ware Cleaner looks better than Sex Airlines, and looks like it has more heart and more shovel.
Yes. Now I'm like, Sex Airlines.
Well, like it gets worse.
Oh,
where it's like
now I see.
Yes. Like it keeps getting weirder, and it's like I understand that, like I understand that like this game is like very unique. It's a 5-level thing, and it's like I'm brought back to that Helldivers moment where I went like, oh, this is a really cool game. And that's kind of my opinion on it. Where it's like, this is a really cool game. It might not be my game of the year, but it's a really cool game.
Well, that's cool. And it's also free, so it's like, well, I could just play this for 10 minutes. Yeah.
I look forward to next week where Josh is like, I played Ware Cleaner, and I go, and then Josh goes, it's a great game, and it's like, yeah.
Next,
and then it's like my Baltaro review where it's like you were a fucking idiot when you were describing this thing. Yes.
Yep. Did I describe it badly, or did I not describe it badly?
You described it pretty well, but like the problem is like I was like, this doesn't make sense.
Oh, I see.
Because you were going like, oh, you were doing the thing that you accused me of doing.
Oh,
where it's like, this is my point, and here's my point, and then it's over here, and I'm like, okay, break this down into point form.
Oh, okay,
Josh,
I see. Going to a little too fast, or just trying to.
You were excited about a game that's really good.
I see. Okay.
And it's not hard to see why.
Because it's amazing.
It might be the game of
2024, 2023.
I don't actually, you know what? I don't think it is.
When did it come out? Hold on.
It came out in 2024.
Oh, okay.
The reason I don't think it is this is the same year that has Helldivers. And I don't know if it beats Helldivers.
Okay, just because my point of view, I think it does.
I think that I think Helldivers is the better game.
Yeah.
And the reason I think Helldivers is the better game is because it's the game where I've had more fun playing with friends than anything else. Whereas Voltro is a very single-player focused game.
Yeah.
And I don't blame Voltro for being single-player focused. But, like, I've played Voltro or Balatro for... God, how many hours? How many hours?
I think I spend 75 hours on
141 hours
on Baltro. That's impressive.
On Baltro. Okay, so my point is dumb.
Okay.
I'm just burned out.
Yeah.
It might be game of the year.
Yeah.
So, but it's definitely.
I mean, I kind of agree. Like, until Baltro gets like DLC or something or a free update, and I already had a good update with fixing a lot of the card mechanics and stuff like that. But like, yeah, like unless it has like another update to go along with it, I just like it's hard for me to go back, even though it is still extremely addictive.
Oh, they had a marathon.
Oh, it just keep going and going.
They had a regular old marathon. Sweet. Yeah.
Put in that cocaine IV drip.
Pretty much. Josh, did you play a game this week?
Let me check out Steam and then I'll see if...
Did you play The First Descent? Or did you watch Jeff Gerstmann hate The First Descent?
I don't think I've seen Jeff Gerstmann hate The First Descent.
He was like, I don't want to play this. And it's like, yeah, bud,
I mean, the valid excuse that I can take from someone who doesn't want to play Descent is that I am going to get motion sickness.
I'm not talking about Descent. I'm talking about The First Descent.
Isn't that the flying game going through?
No.
Is that really?
This is a new game.
Oh my god. Oh, then I have to look up what the fuck this Descent is.
Yeah. Josh is going to be like, but Josh, what game did you play this week? You were booting up Dungeon Keeper. Now, excuse me while I go get a soda, so that way then I can glaze over and do what you did to me.
Oh,
while I was ranking.
Yep. So funny thing is that this week I was mostly caught up in Pokemon Go for the most part, because there was a fucking huge event that went on. It's the Pokemon Go Fest, and for the people who don't know, is that every year that they have a big 2-day, in the summer, a giant celebration of like, oh, Pokemon Go Fest, recap from what happened from the last year to this year, and basically all the good Pokemon show up, all the shiny rates increase, all the gyms have the cool Pokemon in it, so you can go do these raids, and maybe you get a shiny out of that raid. And it's just a big event. And usually there's a theme to go with it. And this time it was because they had the Ultra Beasts. And the Ultra Beasts were from X and Y. And the big gimmick with those guys were they're from alternate universes.
You sure about that?
And
No, they weren't.
Yeah, they were.
The Ultra Beasts were never... No, the Ultra Beasts were from fucking Sun and Moon.
No, they're from alternate universes within that game.
I'm looking this up right now.
Oh,
keep going.
My God. Anyway, so these Pokemon, the Ultra Beasts, look fucking weird. Like, one literally is, I would describe him as Candyman. Another one I describe as Lady Gaga. Another one I describe as a Miss Buzzswole, which is a mosquito with fucking thick muzzles. And another one looks like a cathedral turned into a Pokemon. And then another one looks like a jailhouse turned into a Pokemon. And I think I got them all. Oh, no, there's one more. A paper craft samurai turned into a Pokemon.
Is this the game that was like, hey, you have
So XY was the Aloha? I think that's Aloha. Yeah. So this is the
Josh, go look in topic list right now. Better yet, I'm going to post this in general.
Oh, let me go look.
This is going to be really funny.
Ultra Beast, also group. Infrequently appear ultra wormholes. Yeah. Pure.
Most of them were introduced in Pokemon Sun and Moon.
Oh, okay. So I had that wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So XY. Oh, wait. XY was France. That's what it was.
Yes.
So, yeah. So
that's why I was like, when you said it, I was like, what? No. Like, you fucking idiot.
So I was just saying the wrong one. Basically. I had my data straight, just not the right title.
I was right.
Anyways, yeah, Sun and Moon, because the fucking, what was it? The legendaries was Luna the bat and then Sun the lion. In each of their games are weird. But yeah, like the Ultra Beasts were. Oh yeah, the Christmas lights looking dude, which he looked weird. And Guzzlord, fucking, you can guess what he does. He just eats a lot, or guzzles cum. Who knows? Because he's Guzzlord.
We're talking about children's game, right?
Yep.
Why would he guzzle cum?
Because his name is Guzzlord.
What kind of? Why are you?
Because
no.
I'm like,
no.
Here's the dumb thing, because I'm fucking like, you know, a freaking immature child. I look at a name like Guzzlord. I'm like, oh, I know what he's guzzling.
It's sad because I can't pay my Disco Nitro anymore, so I think they took away all my sound effects.
Yeah.
Nope, still there.
Oh wait, no.
Yep.
Okay then.
But that's going into the podcast.
Oh frick. Well, anyway, so in Pokemon Go,
yeah, feel shame, bitch.
In Pokemon Go, they had all the Ultra Beasts. They could get them in shiny, except for 2, which were kind of weird. And you can get them all in shiny form if you're lucky. And so a good chunk of my week was just like, all right, see if I can get this in shiny, and just kind of going to town.
I just want my shiny Pokemon, you bitch.
Yep, pretty much. I was somewhat successful. The only shiny I couldn't get was my stupid Celestila, or Celestila, which is the one that looks like a cathedral turned into a Pokemon. Like, the way I'm describing this is like, no, you would see that this is just a cathedral.
What's wrong with cathedrals?
I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just that when you look at it and go, yeah, that's a cathedral, that's like an opera house, it's just turned into a Pokemon.
Josh, I think that you need to go to the cathedral. I think you need to find Jesus. Be born again.
And then I go to the organ, and then I start playing Bowser's theme.
Yeah, holy shit, that does kind of look like a cathedral, but still, my point stands. Looks like something out of Warhammer 40K.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can kind of see that. I mean, here's the list. You can take a look at them, and my descriptions is not bad. Like shitty shit.
That remains questionable.
Like, if you look up.
That remains really questionable.
Like, so the first one's a jellyfish. It's because it's a jellyfish. Second one, but
is this the?
Yeah, that's the. If you click on the list, you can see that you scroll down a little bit. You can see that each one of them is listed and their pictures.
Mm-hmm.
So the first one, Nilagaligu. Basically a floating jellyfish that's somehow a rock type. I don't know. And it's a poison type. So, and then next we got Buzzswole, which is a mosquito with giant swole muscles. Then after that we got another bug fighting type, and his name is Pheromosa, but I just call her Lady Gaga because it's I get Lady Gaga feels off of this so much.
So is this like Pokemon Go shit?
So here's the thing. These were introduced in Sun and Moon, and in Pokemon Go, you can finally get them before they were released them before, but now you can finally get them in shiny. So people were just going hard trying to get the shinies. And
why?
Why not? They look cool. And also you're talking to people who like to have a different JPEG color of the same thing.
Okay, but I'm gonna make a comment here that might anger every single Pokemon fan.
Is why.
But Halo is a dying franchise, or is dead.
Okay, and your point?
Pokemon has had fans have dealt with so much more bullshit than Halo fans, and yet that franchise is fine.
Yeah,
and I don't know if that's a good thing.
So here you say that, but then at the same time, the fans are because Pokemon can always push out more new shit that's cute looking and is cool looking or whatever. I would argue that they have better refresh rate than fucking Halo. If
the thing with Halo is like Halo Infinite is still I really like Halo Infinite, and I recognize that I'm retarded.
Yeah.
I can say that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, don't get me wrong. There's probably some people who really like Pokemon are probably just as pokey retarded.
It's like people who are like Overwatch 2 is a really good game.
Yeah.
It's like no, it ain't.
No.
Shut up.
But
this.
The thing is with so Overwatch 2, it's just Overwatch 1. Blizzard just fucked it up because they could.
Overwatch 2 is what you get when you decide to make a mediocre video game and call it a day.
Overwatch 2 is they thought they were making a new game. Turns out they're making a DLC update.
Yeah. Overwatch 2 would have been better if they were just like, hey, we made Overwatch. Hey, we just updated Overwatch 1's engine and it's like a 20 gigabyte patch.
Yep.
And we added in new heroes and it's effectively called Overwatch 2.0. And eventually we'll release an expansion that is called Overwatch 2, Overwatch whatever. Nobody would have given a fuck.
Yeah.
It was the way they did Overwatch.
Yep. Or hell, they could have just done Overwatch with a semicolon and a name, and then would have been fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, and also Pokemon Go on this weekend, it was trying to get both your Ultra Beasts that you missed during the week, because they decided to release them on daily. You get this one on Monday, get this one on Tuesday, get that one on Wednesday, and on Saturday it was people or Pokemon that are spawning in the wild can have a higher chance to be shiny, plus a bunch of other bonuses, and also you can try to catch the missing Ultra Beast that you didn't catch, and maybe you can try to get the shiny version of that on Saturday. Plus, there was another Ultra Beast, actually not even mentioned on that list. It was one of those weird fusion Pokemon where you take two Pokemon, you fuse them together, and they turn into a new Pokemon. And fuck, I'm not sure if I'm even gonna. Its name is Garmazola. Yeah, he's not even on this list. That's kind of nuts because he's considered an Ultra Beast, but it's just not on here. But basically, the best way to describe him is like, what if you went to the geometric, like mathematical geometric shapes dimension, and you're like, I want to find a badass Pokemon in this dimension that is all black, and that guy showed up. And basically, and people were just going hard trying to get a decent version of this one guy, so they can do this fusion thing you can now do in Pokemon Go.
So they were like, "Hey man, just so you're aware," and everyone was like, "We decided To make a brand new Pokemon. All right, let's go. Basically, Batman for the Dark Knight's perfect Pokemon. So it comes in black? Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
So actually, I like your description. It kind of fits.
They were like, "Hey, we're gonna make a Batman Pokemon. Does that mean it comes in black?" Yes.
It also, if you're really lucky, comes in dark blue, which is like Venom, basically.
No, nobody wants that.
I want that. I think
you.
Venom's rad.
Nobody likes Venom.
I just like the design.
Not even Venom likes Venom.
Venom, he just licks everything, so I don't know. And
Venom doesn't like Venom. I don't like Venom. Nobody likes Venom.
I'm sure Venom likes Venom.
Cave Johnson doesn't like Venom. Well,
wait, does Cave Johnson even know what a Venom is?
I don't think so.
Because he would know what the Mantis people are, definitely. Absolutely. And he knows how to make some good ass lemons.
Who also knows how to make lemons that burn your house down? That's what the world means.
Yeah, I mean, that was what I was referencing. It's those good ass lemons. So yeah, like the whole event was trying to. Okay, I got the Necrozuma. I'm pretty sure that's how you.
Okay.
So yeah, that's the whole of, and then all of Saturday, and also part of Saturday, and also all of Sunday, you're trying to get Necrozuma like the best stats you can. Maybe you get a shiny one if you're lucky, and you're just you're gonna use them to do this fusion dance with the other beast that you got forever ago, and you get this other new Pokemon, and that's the gist of the Pokemon Go Fest of today and yesterday. So there was your higher shiny chance, your get a bunch of shinies from on both days. Actually, Sunday was a little different than Saturday, because Saturday it was like things were coming out in hour intervals. So
you can come in your boyfriend's ass.
No.
Oh.
So what was Saturday, like, again, Saturday different structure to how that worked, and then Sunday was just no holds barred, fucking everything was out and about.
All right.
So yes, I don't know, so far the event was okay. The only thing that was weird was there was a ticket for this event, and the ticket put behind a paywall a thing that you kind of needed in order to do the fusion dance, because it's a mobile game, you have to spend kerns of whatever in order to fucking do this fusion dance to fuse these two fucking Pokemon together.
You have to come in your boyfriend's ass.
You have to come in whoever's ass, your girlfriend or boyfriend or space alien, whatever.
Yeah.
So
you have to take it up the ass from a game developer.
Yeah, you have to take it in the butt from EA.
No, EA is too respectful for that. They would be like,
fine, Ubisoft.
Ubisoft again is like same kind of thing. They're like we're very respectful. Yeah.
Oh sure.
Yeah, now
sure.
Shut up and fucking take it.
Sure. So
it's a Blizzard employee. It's a Blizzard employee.
Yep. Bill Cosby room. Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
I'm so going to hell. It's going to be great.
So,
and yes, any company that's listening to this that's like, man, this guy's a fucking asshole. I did that for you.
Oh dear. And later in the future, we're going to get a deal from a game company, or like we're going to work in conjunction with someone, and then they're going to pull out on the project, and we could be like, what happened? Why? They're like, well, they listened to our podcast. And I'm like, oh no.
Well, they listened to episode 447.
How did they?
Where Jeff's.
But we have 447 episodes. It was that one?
Was that specific what? Well, listen to the episode where Jeff was not in the week before Jeff was in the hospital.
Oh.
Why was Jeff in the hospital? Well, you see, he went insane and killed a guy.
You're in a straitjacket. You're in a padded room in a straitjacket.
He went full on brick from Anchorman.
Yep. You just couldn't. You exploded. You absolutely exploded, and no one can explain what happened.
You became Dr. Manhattan.
You became the invisible guy from The Boys.
Oh, I hate that show.
You exploded like that.
I have never understand why people like that show.
And it's more real take on superheroes. That's what people like it.
Is it?
I think so.
I think it's...
Like, I mean, here's the thing with the way they portray the superheroes and how they're egotistical assholes. And
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, like it just all makes sense of like, yeah, sure, they might do good things, but they're doing it for themselves, not for you. Like the whole atmosphere, like again, more real take of like if there was superheroes, they would all be assholes.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
Though. Like if somebody's saving me, I don't want them to save me because it's the right thing to do. I want them to save it because they're also in danger. And they might find me useful in the future. That's what I want.
Is that
I don't like being okay, I have a really big problem.
So are you sure like that sounds like you don't want firefighters?
Oh no, absolutely not. If a firefighter saves me, I'm running back into the building. Absolutely no.
So you're taking a swan dive through that bay window in the front.
Yeah.
You just
actually
take a full-on sprint, jump headfirst through the window, shatters entirely. You're back on fire.
Yeah, I don't.
And then the firefighter.
I have a lot of respect for firefighters. They're one of the few people. But like if it's a superhero that can kill like anything with like a snap of its fingers, I don't want them saving me because then I'm gonna be like, fuck, shit. Now I feel like a dipshit because I was saved by somebody when I could have just died, and then I could have been like, you guys could have been at my funeral being like, oh, how did Jeff die? Well, you see, he was banging a chick, and it turned out to be like a rabbit, and his pelvis is crushed, and yeah, that's how he died. I'm running a risk of that at that point. So, like, not only would I not want to live in a world of superheroes, I wouldn't want to live in a world where somebody's saving me. Because, like, if a supervillain comes out of nowhere and just saws my car in half, like, yeah, at that point, yeah, I want to fucking die.
Uh-huh.
Like, I don't have the money to buy a new car.
Uh-huh.
Do you?
I have insurance.
I don't think insurance is going to cover a car getting sawed in half.
I think it would.
I think they're going to be like, what the fuck do you mean your car got sawed in half? What? Jimmy.
I mean, I think under certain, like, I don't know, key phrasing of, like, accident or whatever, it will get fixed somehow. Either you get just a newer car, like a new-ish car that is just...
Plus, you got to think about like this. It's like, how many times do you want to live in a city where 9/11s are happening all the time?
Uh-huh.
Right? Like, do you really want to live... Like, I've seen Man of Steel. You've seen Man of Steel, right?
Have I? No.
Would you want to live... Okay, so Man of Steel ends with basically a citywide destruction where Zod's basically going like, fuck this, I'm going to kill you.
Ah.
And I don't know, as a human, I wouldn't want to live in this. I wouldn't want to live in a city if I saw that. I'd be pretty concerned.
Yeah. Although, what was it in Marvel Universe? They have other superheroes to help rebuild the city. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like, so how fast they rebuild is based on, like they just have a speedster getting materials back and forth, and they have a strong guy holding up the beams and shit. Like the reason, like how they rebuild a city so fast, and also how fucking, like, again, they keep exploding the city over and over. It's like, well, they just have really good insurance, probably, or the superheroes just do it for free, or I don't know how that works, but they just do it and they make it good again.
It solves problems.
Yeah,
things solved.
It just they fix it.
Yeah,
I just think of it as like the Flash rebuilding a whole building by himself.
Yeah. So, anyways, we were talking about Pokemon.
Yeah, we were talking about Pokemon.
That's another thing I gotta complain about. Imagine if you lived in a world where, like, a random teenager had a fucking rat that just, like, could kill you with, like, a thunderbolt.
Not just a teenager, a, like, 10 to 12-year-old.
A 12-year-old boy
Yeah.
had a rat that could kill you with, like, just, like, no fucking fucks given. Just none. Just could murk you in 2 seconds.
It could. Although,
yeah.
Also, the things that makes it confusing is that they're like borderline sapient.
Yeah.
So they could just straight up understand you.
Yeah. Imagine you're sitting there and you're being like, you're talking to your Pokemon, like, man, I really just want a hot tomboy, and then your Pokemon just starts emoting, and you're like, no.
Uh-oh.
No,
Uh-oh.
no.
Uh-oh.
That, see, like, or you're getting down with a girl. You're getting down with her, you know, and you're having a fun time, and then your Pokemon walks in, and you're just like, fuck.
Oh no!
God damn it!
Just didn't mean to happen.
Oh shit! This is going to be an awkward conversation. I can tell you that much.
Look.
Look, I like women.
Look, that one time, it doesn't mean anything.
You start acting like Don Cherry when he was walking another dog.
Oh dear.
Blue, she didn't mean anything to me.
Oh,
and you're like, fucking Christ.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. So that's our Pokemon topic.
Yep.
Oh, fuck. No. Don't do this to me, even though I was going to put the episode image as, there's a Smiling Friends one that's pretty good.
Oh.
There's also this one that might make you... That's actually far more accurate to, like, what it kind of feels like is going to happen. There you
go. Is that actually hand-drawn, or is that, like, AI?
That's AI art, I'm pretty sure.
I'm trying to look at the fingers to see how fucked up they are.
I don't know. But anyways, I played a game.
Oh.
I played a very good game. It is called The First Descent, or Last Descent, or Human Goddammit Descent, or what the fuck is this? Descent. It is now the new, the newest.
Oh, The First Descent.
Yeah. It is the newest live service game developed by Koreans. So obviously it's like the most important live service game ever created because it's developed by Korea.
All right.
And Korea is best Korea. It's like how China's number one in every circumstance except for when China is not number one. Yeah. The First Descent is basically Korea's version of Destiny. It is a hero game. You play as heroes. You can buy things, and it is a game that I want to play more of, and it has a couple of problems, but I'm probably going to play it exclusively on my Xbox for a little bit because that game runs like trash on my shitty computer.
Is it because the graphics is too good?
No, it's because it's old. My computer's old.
Oh. So the game game is just so graphics intensive.
Yeah, like it's. I played it for 49 minutes, and it's an interesting game. I like it. It's fun. I don't think it's the best game in the world, but like my things with it is like the little bit I played of it, it's fun. And it's an interesting game, and it's like Warframe, and it's like I play it and I'm like, yeah, this is okay. I guess this is fine. And then I played Deserts of Karak, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And the game does the Overwatch thing very well.
Okay.
Where it's like, hey, do you want to play, do you want sexy characters? And this is something that, like, most modern games, they don't do a lot of. Where they're like, hey, we're going to have a sexy character.
Right.
And then you have games like Stellar Blade, which is like that times a million.
The character is the sex.
The character is like an object, and you are meant to oodle and objectify.
Yes, and the character is the sex.
That was a game where, like, I watched it at work, and I was like, this is really bad. I should not be watching this at work.
It feels like I'm watching porn at work, even though she's probably clothed.
Literally like that.
Yeah. I know when I was, even at my job, whenever I see a trailer on, like, I don't know, Reddit or Twitter or whatever, and I'm like, let's see this game trailer. And it was specifically that game. I was like, kind of feels like I'm just watching porn at work. I should switch this over.
Okay, so here's the thing. This game is actually, it's really interesting, really fun, kind of cool.
Yeah.
And like, I want to play more of it. I don't want to seem like I'm blowing it off. Like, I actually kind of like it, and I actually want to play more of it, and I actually want to like do a little bit more deep dive into it, because it seems like an interesting and fun game. I have a problem with it though.
Oh,
and that is, this is a Korean game.
Okay.
So it comes with all of the caveats that come with a lot of Korean games.
Oh, like microtransactions.
No.
Grindiness.
Grinding.
Oh, I see.
Grinding. So like I'm a little bit concerned. I'm like, oh, I kind of want to play this game.
It then turns out you have to grind like no tomorrow.
And I'm worried because the reason why I want to play this game is because and this is partly the reason why I want to been on the podcast. And then all of this shit happened, and then it became really obvious that I was like, "Hey, Ben, you should come on the podcast." Fuck. And then basically instead of me pushing it, I was like, "I don't think this is a good idea." But this is a game that is really very much like Destiny, and I didn't have a problem with Destiny's grinding there. But this is a very different game. It's free to play, and I'm worried that it's going to have a lot of grinding. And as somebody who is relatively I could paint a mini. I can do other things. I don't need to play games like this. That's a little concerning. Especially when you have games when there's another game like Only Human that came out, or Once Human that just came out, that looks far more interesting and is not boobs the game. Or doesn't the primary character isn't isn't
I'm looking at the Scent game, and I just realized, oh, it was also recommended. The other games you have played, it said Risk of Rain 2 and then Warframe, and I'm like, oh yeah, it does look like Warframe to me.
Yeah, it's not a, and it's not a bad looking game. Like I don't want to act like, oh, it's the worst looking game. It's a really good looking game. But like Once Human looks very interesting and very cool and kind of fun. And this game looks like, hey, this looks very similar. But it's missing something. It doesn't have the sex appeal that Stellar Blade has. The first environment I went to literally felt like a ripoff of Destiny. And like the character design, while cool, and the graphics, great.
Did the character design feel the same?
It feels like as if that like they tried to make a game that was kind of a weird amalgamation of Destiny and Warframe.
Huh.
And they're already doing the Chosen One bullshit. And it's like I don't know if this is the game. I don't know if this is a me issue or anyone else issue, but like it just feels like as if like I could just play Warframe, or I could just play something else, and that's kind of what it feels like to me. Gunplay feels good. It's an okay game, but I don't know if this is. I don't know what I really wanted. If that makes sense.
I see. Well, based on how it says its overall reviews on it are very mixed.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like people like it because it's people like it because it does the shitter thing fine, and then other people go, oh god, but it's so Korean.
It's Korean.
It's so Korean.
No, why would anyone want to play Korean games?
And then also people just go, just play Warframe. Just play Warframe. Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's like it feels like it's not doing anything different other than character designs. So that's the gist. That's the gist I'm getting from this the reviews here. They're like, just go play Warframe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's more of the same.
Mm.
And you know what? Like, I don't think that I don't think it's wrong if I play it. I don't think it's bad if I play it more. But
I mean, if you find enjoyment out of it, then whatever.
Yeah. I think that I would be curious about your opinion, but my curiosity is my curiosity is limited. It's like the person I'm more interested in whose opinion is my buddy who is a really good guy and his opinion on it. Because
Buddy's a cool guy.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. He's a great guy. Fantastic guy.
Real cool guy.
Spent time at the cabin with him. But his opinion on it, because he might be the closest guy who goes this is way too much for me, and I don't think that this is good enough. And he tends to be a pretty good eye on stuff like that, and that's kind of where I'm going, hey, this is kind of this weird amalgamation of multiple things, and I don't know if I'm okay with it. That said, I will try Once Human, and we'll see where that leads me, because that might lead me down the path of where I go, this game sucks and I fucking hate it.
Right.
And I'll try playing it a little bit more this week. Maybe instead of doing something on our game, I'll just play that and be like, come back with like a little bit more review. But probably not. And I will say this: it was really fun watching Jeff Gerstmann be like, "I don't want to play this game." It was really fun because he was like, "I don't want to play this game.
I don't want to play this game."
Well, he was talking about it. He goes like, "I just don't think this is a game I want to play."
I mean, he knows exactly the game he wants to play. That's the thing. It's like he's been in this industry for so long, and he's been playing games for like his entire life. So he just knows down to like the thinnest of hairs, the atom on the hair, that he knows what he likes. And I can see him just looking at the game straight up and going, "No, this is not it." Like, yeah. Like, yeah, I can see that. I can see he just look at it and go, "No." Not today.
Right? I don't know, man. I'm excited. Yeah.
Yep.
Anyways, do you have anything else you want to talk about?
No, I kind of want to roll into bed, actually.
Okay, let's briefly talk about Intel's problem.
Okie pokey.
Intel is a bunch of fucking idiots.
Oh, really?
Yep, they did something stupid.
What did they do this time?
So, Intel has been having a problem recently. There's been a kind of a news story of like, Intel's having crashing issues, and people are like, "Fuck! What the my video game on?"
Oh no! Yep.
And it's always ending the same way with like, they have the CPU, they have the hybrid architecture CPU. It's either 13th gen or 14th gen, and they're complaining about crashing and stuff like that. So Wendell from Level 1, he did a quick look into it, and he actually talked to people in industry, and he kind of thinks that like it's kind of sounded like as if that like this issue is a little bit more deep than Intel originally thought, and it's causing a lot more issues than they originally thought. As somebody who is a gamer, PC gamer through and through, it's a little concerning, and it makes a little bit of sense. Yeah, it's a bad kind of situation all around.
I mean, wasn't there another problem with Intel, with architecture problem with a certain chipset or something?
Yep.
And
so
that was all on them too.
Yeah, so the reason why this is all happening is because they've upped it. Their architecture is a hybrid architecture.
I see.
So we did a little bit of talking about this early in the pre-ramble. I don't encourage people to listen to it. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You should probably...
Or just edit it out.
I will probably post it here. No, it goes at the end.
Just edit it out.
No.
No, it stays in.
Josh just wants me to edit it out because he's like, it makes you look like a dumbass. And I'm like, I don't fucking care.
Well, okay, fine.
But one of the things that it does very well is it allows for multitasking performance, multi-performance to go up.
Okay.
And the architectures now seems to be hindering performance in some way, because and what I'm thinking it is that the way that Windows describes it is it appears to be either a memory overload issue or there's something else going on with the architecture. What I'm thinking it is, and this is just me theorizing, I could be entirely wrong, is that I think a game is targeting an E-core and says, "Hey, E-core, do this."
Right.
E-core really slow, and then hits a performance score. Performance score finishes, and then all of a sudden, because E-core is really slow and game running really fast, all of a sudden it just crashes and goes, "Fuck, I don't know what to do."
Huh.
So it's causing the engine to freak the fuck out. And that seems like it as if it's a likely solution. Again, I'm not a fucking expert when it comes to this stuff.
You're not a computer scientist.
I am and am not. I know a lot. I know how CPUs work. I'm not an idiot when it comes to that stuff, but
yeah, but
I'm not an expert.
I mean, at the same time, you're not the people who made the architecture figuring out the problem type of thing.
Yeah, I'm not the guy who's going to be like, this is how the problem is. It's all theoretical. But Wendell went a little bit further than most people, and he also was like, hey, is this a problem on game servers? It turns out it is. And he was able to back it up with data that showed Ryzen systems have lower maintenance costs than most Intel servers.
Huh.
And this is now causing like a lot of issues where it's like, hey, the Intel servers are not working out as well, and the AMD ones are running a lot better. Maybe there's an architecture issue. Maybe there's something that they need to solve. And now it's becoming pretty obvious at this point.
They done fucked up again.
Yeah. So Josh and I talked a little bit about before. I'll put it in here. And then maybe I'll shift the rants to the back end and listen to it and make sure it's okay. But yeah.
Yep.
And then I'll briefly say, if you want my opinion on the bullshit that happened on the weekend, just hunt down Mr. Medicare stream and listen to the first 45 minutes, and you'll pretty much get my opinion. If you want Josh's opinion, just go to Reddit for 20 minutes.
Just go to Reddit.
You'll get Josh's opinion pretty much.
It's a mixture of go to Reddit and then, you know what? I don't care.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
It's a lot of bullshit. We're going to try to be a little bit more positive. Well, I'm going to try to be a little bit more positive. Josh is already there. Josh is like, come to the light, my child.
Come to the light and don't think about this bad garbage.
I know that you hate everything and you want everything to explode, but just come here and sit down, and here's a game controller, and we'll play Baltro for 40 hours. Yes.
Yes, Baltro.
But we are gonna put that fucking image. That fucking image that's so fucking iconic.
The fucking image.
On. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, listener. Everyone should stay strong, I guess. This is kind of a weird one.
Yep.
Thank you. Have a good night. Bye.
You say you want a revolution, well, you know we all want to change the world. You tell me that it's evolution, well, you know we all want to change the world. But when you talk about destruction, don't you know that you can count me out? Don't you know it's gonna be alright, 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 alright. You say you got a resolution, well, you know we all love to see the plan. You ask me for a contribution, well, you know we're all doing what we can. But if you want money from people in my city, all I can tell you is probably you have to wait. Don't you know it's gonna be alright, 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 alright. Change the Constitution, well, you know we all wanna change your head. You tell me it's the institution, well, you know you better free your mind instead. But if you're coherent pictures of Chairman now, you ain't gonna make it with anyone anyhow. Don't you know it's gonna be alright, 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 alright. You talk about people's revolution, well, you know there's blood on every hand. You say it's for the greater good, well, you know we see the bloodshed in the land. But when you speak of liberation, don't you see the bodies on the ground? Don't you know it's gonna be alright, 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 alright. You promise equal distribution, well, you know we've seen it all before. You claim to build a paradise. Well, you know it's just a prison with the door. But if you kill the lives it's taken, don't you hear the cries from the lost? Don't you know it's gonna be alright, 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 alright,
couple minutes away. But like in a rural county, absolutely you should have a gun. What if a bear comes on your property? What are you gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
Like that is something that Bernie Sanders said. And let's not mince words here. Trump only got in because of the Democrats' fucking philandering that they decided to do to Bernie. And they did it twice.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's... A lot of this stuff is despicable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I know that you have your opinion. I have my opinion.
I mean, fucking, I don't know. Part of history went down, and fucking,
yeah, that photo's now going to be iconic.
yeah.
And he's going to win.
I don't know. I really don't.
He's going to win.
I don't know, because there's still so much negative bullshit that I don't know.
Josh, you got to keep in mind that you're on a side that's very politically active, and you might not feel that you're politically active, but you're on a side that's very politically active.
Yeah, but I mean, he's a pedophile. He raped a kid. Like, how many bad things do you need to hear?
A lot of this.
Like, how many bad things do you need to hear?
Too many.
Like, holy fucking shit!
Like, you got to keep in mind, like you're talking. Because you're talking about right now, the election is between two criminals.
Oh God.
The election right now, as it stands, is between two criminals. And quite frankly, it should never have been.
Uh-huh.
And everybody's like, oh, he's a pedophile. He's this, he's that. No. Okay. Let's say he is a pedophile.
I mean,
okay. The world was a lot better under him.
Uh-huh.
There was less fucking war.
Uh-huh.
There was you didn't have Ukraine.
Uh-huh.
You didn't have to sit there and you didn't have to go, man, how many billions of dollars are going under this week?
Uh-huh.
Like, a lot of this stuff is the reason this is all happening right now is because you have a group of people who, you have a group of people who aren't engaged, and like you have a lot of people right now who are going, this is my side versus this side. Well, okay, let's fucking talk about like this stuff, okay? Well, this is where it leads. Okay? Because you want to look in the fucking mirror, because the next fucking week, I guarantee you, I wouldn't be surprised if a fucking bullet goes after Biden.
Okay? Sure, okay, sure. I mean, they can happen both ways.
Oh, you don't think it is?
I mean, it can. I can see why it would happen to Trump more than Biden.
You're the one who's saying that a group of people are crazy.
Yeah, But for some fucking reason, here's the thing. I can't explain why. I can't tell you where at all where I got my info or anything. But like, or hell, why'd I even think this? But it's like, I could see Trump trying to get assassinated. I just don't see Biden getting assassinated.
I can see Biden getting assassinated a lot quicker.
You know what? Yeah, sure.
Like, it makes a lot more sense. But I guarantee you, if that Secret Service does not fucking step up their shit, and that happens, it doesn't matter.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't matter what the truth is. The truth could be that the guy was a CIA asset and shot him.
Uh-huh.
Truth could be that he was a terrorist from fucking, I don't know, Libya.
Uh-huh.
You're fucking done. This isn't good anymore. And this hasn't been okay for years.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I don't know. My personal view is like, I know that I get like kind of labeled as like a Trump supporter by a lot of people.
Uh-huh.
And to a certain point that exists and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
But the reason why like I like Trump is because under Trump, there was at least an acknowledgement and at least an attempt in order to stop war. And I don't know why, but like I feel like that is a noble cause. There was at least an attempt and movement in a right direction for America. And I say a right direction because in my general opinion, things that were happening made a lot of sense. And you know what? Hey, it benefited Canada a lot too. It benefited my home province a lot more than any other province. But I look in the fucking mirror and I go, man, this kind of seems pretty good. I went from barely being able to sell something because everybody was struggling to suddenly being able to sell $1,000 a week consistently and not working a lot. And, that makes a lot of sense. That like, hey, there's some people who are like, hey, he did this bad. He did this bad. Okay, fine. Like, sure. The man has criticisms. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You can criticize him all you want about immigration and how that was handled. Fine. Whatever. I don't fucking care. But personally speaking, I don't think that we need to be defending people who feels they're so high and fucking mighty that they can just skirt a law that is written in there to protect everyone else. I don't think that what happened was okay. I don't think that it was all right. But you know what? I think that, when you're looking at the situation, hey, it was pretty shitty on both ends. It takes a very special kind of person to fucking go, I'm going to travel across fucking 4 continents or 3 continents or 4 nations, sometimes through a desert, in order to end up in America. And I'm going to and then go, well, I'm just going to cross the border illegally. It's like no. Do the right thing. And if you want to do that journey, go right ahead. But you know what? Follow the fucking law. Like, just follow the fucking law. It's not hard. And now you have a fucking person who just fucking shot at somebody, a front runner, who did, I don't know how many fucking things he did. Josh calls him a pedophile.
I mean, there's fucking some evidence of it's not,
but there's evidence on everyone.
Yeah, it's also group. Quite not great at all.
There's evidence on Bill Gates. There's evidence from Bill Clinton. There's evidence on fucking all of these fucking people who sit there and he's the one guy who's actively speaking out against it. He's the one guy who fucking comes out when he's in power and says, no, we're going to cut this down. I'm sorry, that 2 things don't fucking line up here. Like, and then we have a group of people who do this shit constantly, never get fucking held accountable, never be taken aside and going, hey man, I just want to say, that's not fucking cool. It's not fucking cool that for entirety of 2020, you felt the need that when somebody died, instead of sitting there and looking at the evidence and going, hey, this is a real fucked up situation here. This is a real fucked up situation here that nobody deserved to have happen to them. Nobody deserved what George Floyd went through. But you know what? I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll burn down his fucking neighborhood, his businesses, his communities, because we're fucking mad. Well, look at where that got you. Oh, guess what? You just signaled to the entire fucking world that you're better than everyone else because you then proceeded to sit there and act in whore when a bunch of fucking right-wingers did it to you. Spineless. And you know what? That is irresponsible. Because if you were a fucking principled person, you would have sat there and you would have not fucking said, oh, all of these people get to go to prison. No, you would have sat there and you would have said, yeah, I did it. Yeah, I did it. Take me in. Take me in. I'll fucking go to trial. And when I do, I will say, yeah, I'm guilty. Because that's what courage is. That's what fucking courage is. No, instead you get to fucking go. And you see it with the fucking Palestine activists too. Oh, we want fucking this. We want to face no accountability. Fuck you. You fucking piece of shit. I don't know who needs to hear this. But what? This is not acceptable anymore. This has never been acceptable. Okay? It shouldn't take fucking truckers to fucking get their fucking bank accounts go for everyone to go, hey, there's a problem here. And that was unacceptable. We live in a fucking society right now where everybody right now is on fucking edge. Everybody fucking hates everyone. That's not okay.
Sorry, I just came back from the bathroom. What are you saying?
I was saying that we live in, I was just ranting. I said something. I said, like, we live in this society where everybody says,
Like,
yeah,
I'm afraid I'm checked out as all get out, so.
Yeah, it's just, like, this needs to end.
And,
like, I don't know how, but, like, it's time for a lot of these people. It's time for a lot of people to face accountability. Right wingers and fucking leftists on both sides. Because, like, we can't have a country. We can't have a fucking society where a group of people seem to think it's okay to fucking shoot somebody, or go into a Christian school, or bomb a fucking gay bar. And it functioned. Like, that's the issue here. It's like we all fucking live on this planet. We should all fucking kind of live with it.
Right.
I don't know. This might be the end of the culture war.
Right.
This might be the end of gay rights. He's going to get in. There's no other way. Nothing else is going to happen. And, like, I don't know what's more disgusting. The fact that everyone's sitting there going, like, oh, it's a setup. And it's like, somebody fucking died. A firefighter fucking died. And he died protecting his daughter.
I don't even know where you're going with this. I am now playing Judge and Keeper.
Like, this is like fucking like the bullshit that we saw with.
Are you listening to me? I am playing Dungeon Keeper. I'm not listening to what you're saying.
I don't care. I'm ranting.
Yes,
I'm fucking mad.
Do we not want to do a podcast? Because we can totally not do a podcast today.
That's yeah. I think I need to take a minute. I'm pissed off.
Because yeah, it seems like probably just need a break.
Yeah, I'm sick and tired of a lot of things right now, man. I'm frustrated. I'm mad because everything right now is just so fucking shitty. And then the solution is, oh, well, if we go a little bit more, if we do this, it will work. And then they implement that policy and it fucking fails. And then they go, well, the reason it failed is because it didn't work. And it's like, no, the reason it failed is it's a bad fucking policy. Same fucking bullshit with the game industry. Oh, well, we just need to fucking do X and it will work. Okay, well, 20,000 fucking layoffs later, suddenly all of a sudden everything's fucking fine. No, it's not. You have people who should be in the industry fucking being told, oh, well, get the fuck out. Don't fucking play video games. We don't want you. Go fuck yourself. Anyways, sync in 3.
Hold on.
Okay.
Let me just fix my thing here.
Did you watch the videos I sent you?
Where?
Direct messages, level 1 text.
Intel needs help.
Yeah, Intel has problems.
I mean, I was gonna look at the videos and then I got distracted.
And then you were like, I could play Magic.
Yeah, that's about right.
Okay, I was gonna talk about them, but
I mean, the skinny of it is that they make bad CPU, so therefore...
No, they're really good CPUs with dual architectures, and they're not... Because it's a newer thing, it has problems.
Oh, I see. It's just not, figured out.
It's not fully optimized.
Oh.
And it really comes out in games.
Huh.
So
when
I guess
if I was gonna get a nice fancy computer, and do I want a fucking Intel chip?
Depends on the games.
Okay.
The problem with Intel CPUs as an option is the E-cores and their limited P-cores.
Okay.
The P-core makes them... The P-core is a very good solution for a lot of people, but they don't have... When you buy an Intel CPU, you get a CPU with basically X amount of P-cores, which are basically your big thread AMD Ryzen CPUs, and then X amount of E-cores, which are basically your smaller Intel Atoms. They're good for multitasking and stuff like that. But you get these really high HEDT thread count, so it makes multitasking really good. And AMD has the opposite approach, where it's one architecture, one theory, but everything's kind of the same, and it allows for a lot simplified process. What has been happening with the Intel CPUs is that they'll crash, and they're crashing in such a way where people are thinking that initially people were like, oh, these are graphics issues. Now it's coming out that they're CPU issues. Now they're coming out that might not be something that they can fix with microcode. So it's...
You have to wait a generation of CPU to fix this problem.
It's something where the recommendation right now is hey, if you're only gaming, get AMD. Which...
That's funny.
Which, for people like me who are hey, I really like AMD. I think Intel's kind of cool, but I like AMD. It's a cool idea, but for something I'll put it plainly like this. It's I think the next Zenimax is going to have an Intel CPU because I can get a higher core count.
Mm.
And I can get a higher core count, and I can run Docker, and then I have a Threadripper system that runs Linux, and it's probably not going to fail as much.
Huh.
So that's my theory, but that's me.
Because this problem, it sounds like it's one of those problems of like, you know how early Switch models were easily hacked because it was a architect problem with the CPU.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh, because the CPU has this very certain problem with the architecture, you could just hack any computer that has this fucking architecture. It feels like it's that problem. Like, it's not maybe quite the same, but it's like, oh, you have such a problem, you have to fix it the next generation because it's that bad.
It's... yeah.
So what's the next model number I should avoid?
I mean, like, here's the thing: is like for what you do, like
just AMD. AMD would probably be fine.
Not even like, don't even go like, you don't even have to like, just look at benchmarks. Look at like, go in hard into like benchmarks for like a while, and then just be like, hey, this is what I want. Because like, if it's something like, hey, I just want, I want something that like just performs well when I do 3D modeling and stuff like that, go with an i7. The problem with Intel is like they could easily make a new platform. And if they were like, hey, we just made a Threadripper, we just made an HEDT platform, and it was only P cores, I'm sure nobody would complain.
Okay.
And it's kind of hard to recommend that you go Intel with like these current problems. That really is kind of thing. But like, if you want to go with like the best CPU, like go with the Ryzen 7800X 3D. And like, if you're somebody like me, like the 1600X 3D is probably what you want to go with. Anyways, shall we sync?